This week was week 1 of Brene Brown's Dare to Lead programme, which we're offering to support health and social care colleagues. And we've got 4 different organisations who've come together from health and care and some other colleagues too. So we wanted to start this with a wow factor, so we carefully wrapped the beautiful books that Brene provides and did this with a handwritten note. I've been practicing my calligraphy, and a pack of other resources like postcards, permission slips and love notes from Sharon Weber. And we sent those out to people a week before we got started. The other thing we're trying to do is build a sense of community, a community of practice. So alongside the Zoom sessions, we are having a Slack group, which Emily is coordinating. And it was lovely to see people introduce themselves over Slack. Lots and lots of dog pictures in the random channel as well. And we're using that to support the learning as we go. And what's been great is how people have been engaging with Slack and actually suggesting additional channels. So Kath suggested a channel where we all share our Twitter names so we can keep in touch that way. Mary Beth suggested another channel where we can share the learning of how we're implementing what's happening and how we're experiencing the programme. And we've got a channel for feedback, so after every session people are telling us one thing they've appreciated about it and one thing that we can change or do differently for the next one. So it was 3.5 hours over Zoom with over 100 people. Lots of small group work. We're keeping the same consistent groups over the 5 weeks of working together, and some random pairs. We've been trying to put into practice what we've learnt from Greater Than in terms of creating virtual spaces that really work for people. So we use Mural, which is an app to enable us to actually recreate some of what HSA and ourselves have done on pinboards in the past. So a way for people to use stickies to share information. And we did that around the container building session where people were sharing their suggested ground rules. And we use Fun Retro as a way of people sharing what they'd decided in their group are the ways that shame shows up in their organisation. But overall, the reason for doing this is that I believe that Brene's work around shame and vulnerability and the 4 skill sets of courage are what we need right now in health and care, but especially for organisations who are on a journey towards greater autonomy. And one of the things that Brene shares in her videos, how the risk of feeling irrelevant or feeling irrelevant, particularly for managers, can lead to more shame showing up in organisations. And that's particularly an issue with self-management and the role of managers. So step 1, lesson 1 was great, learnt lots. We had some tech challenges that Emily managed beautifully. We've had some good feedback and some clear suggestions about things we can do differently next week. So the theme for next week is we're really digging into empathy and thinking about how we can show up with greater empathy for each other. And people are loving the films that Brene created, that all the facilitators, the certified facilitators for a programme are using at this time. So great start, lots of learning, and so glad to have the first one under our belt.